Today we start a new adventure in the exclusion zone, filled with tons of mutants, sneaky anomalies, angry bandits, and who knows what else. I thought after having 70 to 80 hours in the main trilogy, this could be a fun challenge, and maybe a little different perspective to the game for a viewer, as I'm still fairly inexperienced to the zone, especially the anomaly version of the zone. I've only played the trilogy. I hope you enjoy this journey we are taking into the zone. Video was inspired by Cheeky Breaky. Check him out for great Stalker content, and Mad Maven. Check him out as well. He does a lot of Project Zomboid. Leave a like, subscribe, or even just comment down below. Every little bit helps. Thanks, and enjoy. I'm using the story kind of as guidance and maybe pacing, and I started on tourist difficulty so I could use the TAWs. Here's my starter kit and settings. Here are the mods. Here is how I survived 10 days in Stalker Anomaly. I wake up in a dark house, get my gear on, and begin this rough journey. I start in Cordon, and before I can even get my gear on, we're already hearing shots. I head out to see what the hell's going on. We already find our first mutants and find out just how awful this TAWs will be to reload. And I regret choosing the TAWs to start with. With the help of the town guards, we take these guys out pretty easily. Unfortunately, our knife sucks, so we can't skin them, so RIP that money. We pick up a few quests from our fellow stalkers. We're determined to rise to the ranks of the zone, and maybe one day get to the Wish Granter. I then met a man named Fanatic who offered to teach me more about the zone. He then proceeded to generously give me ammo for my guns, and we journeyed out. After taking out one, we trade blows with the boar. Ooh, and man, it hurts. Fanatic holds them off, luckily. Before we can even catch our breath, zombies start to appear. Luckily they were pretty slow. Before we can even start to skinning though, more shots ring out. More mutants attacking the village. We make quick work of them and get to skinning. Not the boars though, because the knife sucks. And man, what an introduction to the zone. Holy shit, that was very intense. Afterwards we head down to this anomalous area. And after a near-death experience, we finally got to progress the mission. He hands me a detector and a case and leaves me to try and find an artifact versus some radioactive bread. I pop probably my last heal, a shot of vodka, and get to searching. Throwing a few bolts, the artifact was ours. Fanatic didn't wait around either, so I guess we'll meet him back in the town. After sitting around the fire for a bit and wondering what the hell I'd gotten myself into after an insane first few minutes, I go to see Fanatic. He gives me some rocks and another quest to find a stash around the village. I checked several trees and several roofs before finally nestled in the roof right outside the bunker. I met up with Wolf. He gave me some friends to go on a safari with. Traded a few things with Mr. Sidorovich. He offers me fame and fortune. Fuck yeah, we're in for that. Then my new friends and myself head off on the safari. I really just stood on a rock while they killed the mutants. Gotta conserve the ammo. I head back to the village and I give away my echo detector for a quest. like an idiot.
Idiot!
I then drop my friends back off with Wolf and buy a bear detector, thinking this will be better than my echo detector. I then head off and rescue a courier for Wolf, find some cool junk, which I thought would be an artifact, and use our courier friend here to help us kill some more mutants. After the quest are turned in, we take a break by the fire to plan out our next adventure. The days are really long in the zone, so we have to do a little bit better job of planning. We've accomplished a lot on our first day so far, but the adrenaline is still going, so we decide to head to the swamps, and we'll rest there for the evening. After an uneventful walk down through Cordon back to the outpost, we arrive at the swamps. Come up on a fella who isn't the most friendly. Come find out that was our first run-in with a renegade. Grab his patch and carry on. I make it to camp and introduce myself. Had a little daylight left. I decide to protect an ecologist on his research mission. Before we left, I found this little guy. He's the best little guard mutant. Not too long into our journey, this crazy light storm happened and caught me off guard. I figured the ecologist wanted to study it, but he didn't really seem to care. This guy scared the shit out of me. Around the corner, our scientist friend here started getting attacked by these little bugs, so we took care of them. And just across the swamp, we found these little angry little guys. I got a little scared. Very thankful for the pipe. We were rewarded for our efforts with a tapeworm. Yay. As Hazmat McGee looked at the bushes, I thought I would find myself an artifact. 2 birds with 1 stone and easy money. I then realized I have a lot to learn about these anomalies, and the bear detector sucks. I then stayed pretty close to our friend here, hoping he wouldn't lead me straight to my death. After what felt like basically an eternity and the sun was already set, we were able to head back. We were basically at the northernmost border of the swamp and had to make it all the way back down south in the dark. Luckily, I had a flashlight. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little scared, so we ran most of the way back, and I was so thankful my PDA had a map. Our friend here has a rat murdering addiction, and we found quite the pack of them. Eventually, I just left him to head off the base, and he eventually came down. After a long day, we finally made it back to the Clear Sky camp. I completed my missions, huddled around a campfire for some warmth and stories of the zone. The storm began to roll in at the perfect time for a good night's sleep, and I was happy I made it through the first day. Wake up thirsty as hell, so we take a shot of vodka, like that helps, and then go find some actual water. I overslept a little bit, but after a long first day, I probably needed to sleep a little bit. Check the PDA, find out we need to go find the doctor as part of the quest for s.t.a.l.k.e.r here. Guns are locked, guns are cocked, we're heading out. After making it through an anomaly field, I find a group of renegades hanging out around a fire. I really don't have anything that can win this fight. I have a shotgun and a very shitty pistol. I move on, and then we find the doc and his guard dog. And like the bad friend he is, he tells us exactly where Strog's hiding place is. Remind me to never tell Doc anything. On the road again, we find some of these annoying little guys. Thankfully, they don't gnaw our ankles off, because that would be miserable. I also start to realize this bear detector is absolute garbage. Such a mistake to get rid of the old sound detector, but I guess it was a quest. I don't know. The bear detector sucks. After that, it was a relatively quiet trip back to the Clear Sky camp. After seeing that group of renegades earlier, I really feel like I need to get a better weapon for protection. I browse what my man s.t.a.l.k.e.r has and end up with this scorpion. Not crazy good, but it's cheap and enough to cover my ass if I really need to get in a gunfight. Stock up on meds, get healed up. I wake up and remember, oh yeah, I have to take this asshole out today. Off I went with my new gun in hand, ready to take on the swamps. On our journey, I find this phantom star. That's a nice little chunk of change. Is it actually junk? I'm not sure what is up with that, but I'll take it. Nothing like a dart while on a call, just scan some reeds. We have a relatively quiet journey back to the Clear Sky base. The ecologist gives us some money and another box. I stock up on some basics and head to s.t.a.l.k.e.r and sell our junk for chump change at this point. Our Scorpion's good, but we need much bigger guns if we're going to really get out of these first couple zones. So I grab the PDA and figure out how I can make some more money. I know garbage can be ridden with bandits, and who knows what the hell is going on at Agroprom where Struck's base is. There used to be military there. I'm not sure if there still is in this game. It's too late to really head back to Cordon to work on more missions, so we'll probably just hang around here. But we can go explore. I was a little too afraid when I first got in the zone to explore, so we head back out. I find my way back to the church as I was a little too scared to visit it when we came in the swamps. As I'm exploring the area, I hear someone scream and starting to shoot at me. I neutralized one of the other darts in the church. Luckily, our Clear Sky buddy here saved us some ammo. As I loot the bandit who tried to run away from me, this roar from the emission becomes deafening. The lightning starts clashing and the storm is crazy outside. Once it passes and it's safe to go outside again, we head back to the Clear Sky base, and I get some rest before my long journey back to Cordon in the morning. Up and out early on day 3. It is a really crappy morning in the swamp as I begin to head back to Cordon. I checked the body of a bandit I killed yesterday, but it seems the mutants drug him off, I guess. Speaking of mutants, these little guys about caught me slipping, but luckily it was just a scrape. As I'm looting this building, a Psystorm hit. And while it's beautiful, man, this thing lasted forever. I feel like I was in there for easily 15 or 20 minutes. This thing scared the ever-loving shit out of me. And not 2 minutes later, I get jumped by half the swamp and have to run for cover. However, soon enough, I take them all down, and then I get to work skinning. Then more little rats come up and start biting my ankle. Another wild pack of mutants about to kill me, and thank God I had so many heals. Thank God I didn't do this last night, because imagine doing all this in the dark. Oh my God. On my way out of the swamp, I find these cool guys hanging out. On my way back, there's this giant ball in the sky. It kind of freaked me out. I remember seeing one, but I don't know. It's very weird. They're back at my old buddy Sid's. I sell a bunch of shit and end up buying a new backpack and a Mosin, which is my favorite gun in most games that have it. Don't know why, I've always liked the Mosin and Gaunt ever since Call of Duty 2. Try to buy a couple bandages for the road, but the Mosin and the backpack basically broke the bank. Just outside the village, I'm attacked by more rats. These little guys just love my ankles. This little cat bastard spotted us from way over there and decided that we would be lunch. Unfortunately, they weren't ready for our upgraded arsenal. Suddenly, a shot whizzes by. Like a true man, the cigarette stays in hand as I scramble for cover. With our weapon ready, we run for better cover so we can try and spot someone. I wish I had binos right about now. I'll have to remember to trade for some of those ASAP. It keeps shooting. We try to find an angle. Luckily, I spot him on the bridge. Sniper down. Clear the area as I make my way down and then go and examine. First real good kill since we've been in the zone. I grab a few things off of him. I fall, almost kill myself trying to knock his body down. But the military in the zone must burn. Take down a few more mutants to clean up Cordon, and that's another mission done. I found my way into the meadow. I've never even heard of this place before. I'm not sure where it came from. Never seen, yeah. But still lost supplies here, so I needed to retrieve them. Back in Cordon, I hear some strange sounds. As it turns out, I ran up on a small zombie horde. Unfortunately, we were dangerously low on ammo and still had to make it back to the village. Thankfully, it was a quiet trip back to the village. I turned in some quests, grabbed some ammo and necessities. Sell my cooking stuff as it's heavy and I'm not much of a cook, nor do I ever remember to. I grabbed a pair of binos because we desperately needed them earlier, and now we'll have them for the future to take down those pesky snipers. After that is a super long day. We get some well-earned rest, and we decide to live to die another day. I woke up around 10. I still got to figure out how to really use the sleep measure thing because it's really weird. Maybe it's the day, like you pick the time you want to wake up. Maybe that's what it is, like the old Witcher, I think. Anyways, today is the day we are pushing into Agroprom. We're finding s.t.a.l.k.e.r's hideout. I have decent guns, I have ammo and heals. It is a long way to s.t.a.l.k.e.r's hideout, so I wish I had picked the right time to wake up, so maybe we're not out in the dark. I take a back route basically through garbage, kinda. So hopefully I don't get spotted or annihilated by the military patrolling. Barely a foot into the Agroprom and pseudo dogs can smell their dinner. Fortunately, there's some nice terrain available for me to hide on. I had to double take at this beauty, and I hope I never ever have to get close to it because that looks terrifying. I found myself creeping around what I thought was a fairly safe place, but it turns out it is crawling with the military. I hold the shot because I knew I would get slaughtered fighting all of them with just a Mosin. Of course, Intermissions chooses to come now. Luckily, there are no military around, and oh! Holy shit. This place looks terrifying. After drawing aggro immediately, I think this place is going to be a very slow exploration. Catching this guy off guard immediately hits me with some kind of psi attack. I don't know. Luckily, he was easily baitable. I fall back and take some anti-crazy medicine. It's the only thing I could think of, because the way the screen changes color really puts me on edge. I go to push back up, and there he is, a living thumb, trying to blow my brains out, literally, with mind powers. Luckily, he never made it past the door. Not such a tough controller now, huh? Now that I got him mosing. Thankfully, he was the last one standing in my way of s.t.a.l.k.e.r.'s hideout, and just up this tube, if I can. Nice and cozy. Find the documents I needed and some extra loot, and then I head back out. After a little exploring and trying to find an exit, I hear a strange sound, and boom! Bloodsucker running at me. Luckily, there are some boxes that seem to protect us. A few more steps down the path, and we hear another creepy growl. Something runs through the shadows behind us. Thankfully, just a creepy-ass zombie. On the way out, I find the actual entrance to hell before heading up the stairs. As we round the top of the stairs, there is a bandit teabagging. Easy enough kill, and our reputation goes up, even down here in the tunnels. Isn't that crazy? Out of the tunnels and trying to get the hell out of Dodge, and maybe dodge the military presence in Niagara Prom, till we were better prepared. After a quiet little jog / walk back to Corden, I find a tunnel with a bunch of deadly seaweed. There are a couple Zeds, easy modes and target practice. I was low on heals and ammo. I was getting a little nervous about getting back to the village. Thankfully, our last motion shot took care of the pseudo dog. And the rest of the trip was a peaceful one. Thank goodness. Some nice rain and just a good walk. Although a bit terrifying. I was on edge the whole time, but it was safe. Sidorovich owes me money. Well-earned money. He also wants the documents I picked up, and for a good bit of rubles. After a little perusing, I realized I can upgrade my suit. Fuck yeah, goal achieved. The graphite suit looks cool, and I've never seen it before, so I grab it. And have a few rubles to spare for some knickknacks. Feeling very accomplished with the new suit. I listen to my stalker buddy here play the harmonica while enjoying a nice dinner fireside.